Well, after years of talking about it and much controversy, we now have a new Superman movie. So let's talk about it. Superman must reconcile his alien Kryptonian heritage with his human upbringing as reporter Clark Kent. As the embodiment of truth, justice, and the human way, he soon finds himself in a world that views these as old fashioned. The movie stars David Corenswet, Rachel Brosnahan, and Nicholas Hoult. Now, for those of you who don't know, this is the start of a new cinematic universe, and I can understand if that just makes you shake your head in disbelief and just kind of like, okay, well, all right. But here's the thing. The previous take on DC was known as the Snyderverse, okay? Now there's a lot of loyal people there, but it really didn't turn into box office dollars. And it actually got worse movie to movie. Like every single movie that came out, it made less than the previous one. So yeah, Warner Brothers decided to bring in James Gunn and Peter Safran to be the new heads of DC Studios. And yeah, let's reboot everything and start over. This Superman movie is the first movie that we've seen. Now there's a series on HBO Max called Creature Commandos, and I mean that's technically the start of this new DC universe. But I mean, I don't know how many people have seen that. But when it comes to DC in general, I've always been a Batman guy. You know, it's just that's me. I love Batman. I collected a lot of the comics back in the day. So Superman was never my thing. And maybe it's just because I couldn't relate to him as a character. But yeah, Superman was fine. He was fine. And the movies were fine. But it was never like my thing. Now I really enjoyed Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, the director's cut. Let's be clear here. And the Justice League, even, you know, the original one and the Snyder cut. I did enjoy them, but I didn't love them. So I was really excited to hear that James Gunn was bringing in basically let's start over with this. Let's try something new. Now, just to set the stage, and this is something that I was not 100% clear about going in, this new universe that we're entering into, the metahumans, superheroes, have been around for 300 years. So the world has kind of gotten used to having superheroes around. That starts our story off. Now, I don't want to go into a lot of story stuff because, well, a lot of it is not in the trailers. Like you've seen, if you've seen the trailers, there's a lot there, and some of it's kind of confusing. But really, there's a lot that you haven't seen, which is really kind of nice because I didn't really know where the story was going. I didn't know how things were going to play out. But let's talk about the acting because I'm just going to say it. This may not be my favorite Superman movie. I mean, I have to see this again and all that, but I think David Corenswet might be my favorite version of Superman. And it's not because he's a better actor than Henry Cavill or Brandon Routh or Christopher Reeve or George Reeves or any of the other versions of Superman, TV included, which honestly I never really got into the TV stuff. But I'm not saying he's a better actor. I'm just saying this version of Superman. I really enjoyed watching David Corenswet work. And I think he brings a lot of the earnestness, the actual big blue Boy Scout. You know what I mean? It's kind of, I just really liked it. Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, probably, I mean, look, it's, you watch that original Superman movie, right? From 1978, Christopher Reeve, Margot Kidder. It's good. It's a really, really good movie. But this is, I don't know. I really liked Rachel Brosnahan's version of Lois Lane. And I thought she was really great in it. So kudos to her. And then we've got Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Now, this is a different Lex Luthor than I've ever seen before, at least depicted on screen. And he's a ruthless guy. And there are things that he does that was kind of like, oh, okay, we're doing that. All right. So he's a very ruthless Lex Luthor, and that's cool to see. I will also say that even though I mean, again, all the performances are good, but there are choices made that I was left scratching my head a little bit. Now, this might sound like, oh, Rob doesn't really like the movie. It's weird because I don't know. I expected it to go deep into the comic book kind of feel. I didn't quite know how much. It just feels different than anything I've seen before, which is kind of a good thing. But I can also see how this could be a big turnoff to some people, especially coming from the darker. I mean, let's be honest. The Snyderverse is very, very dark and gloomy. There's not a lot of fun to be had. And I think that's what separates this one from all the other versions of this universe that we've seen. This is really fun and light, and it's just, I had a good time. It's really fun. Now the story, I mean, I pretty much said it in the intro. It's a Superman. I could see me picking up this comic back in the 70s or 80s and reading this almost exact story. It feels like a comic book, which is weird because there are parts of it that doesn't. It feels less like a movie and more like a comic book, which again, that may not be good for people. Like there's going to be some people that watch this and go, no, that's not for me at all. But I had a lot of fun, and I think that and my wife had a lot of fun with it. So I can see this going forward if they can maintain this feeling of like it just, I don't know, it kind of made me feel good. It's just a feel good kind of fun entertainment. I think that's cool. And yes, I have to bring up Crypto. I know that some people don't like the idea of Crypto, but he's awesome. He's a lot of fun in this. And like I said, it just puts a smile on your face. And that's really kind of different than the Snyderverse. Like the Snyderverse, it's just, I don't know, it's almost oppressive in its darkness, which is fine. It's a different interpretation of these characters, these stories. This was not like that. It was like, this is fun and let's have a good time. And yeah, I'll also say that there are two post-credit scenes. One is very short. One is fun. But I can understand if some people don't care about it's not leading up to, the next movie or anything like that. These are post-credit scenes that are there for fun. They're not there to tee up the next movie, if that makes sense. So, how many of you were able to go to the early Amazon Prime screening, and what did you think of it? Like, did you have a good time? Were you let down? Let's talk about it. And how many of you are still wanting to go see it this weekend, or maybe you've already got your tickets? Let's talk about this, man. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time. But anyway, look, I want to say thank you to the level 2 guys, my level 2 members. You got Ninjinzu, you got Filbert, you got Rufus the Red, you got Style Fawkes. Thank you guys so much for that support. And of course, the support from the level 1 members as well. But thank you guys so much for watching. And we'll see you on the next one.